Hi teachers, in this video we are going to talk about another workplace setup technique that you can try at home in order to be able to share something that you are writing with students. You don't have to use this, it's just a suggestion. This is my own concoction of how I put together my devices. I do have another device off the side that is mine that I am going to have set up as the students. You can see a couple of different ways that I can make this work, and then you can see what students will see. So we're going to start with absolutely no setup. I am going to take and disconnect all my devices from Google Meet and start from scratch so you understand how you might set this up on your own. So let's go ahead and join the Google Meets. We're going to start with joining the Google Meet as the teacher. I am going to go ahead and jump into a Meet here, and then I'm going to jump into the same exact Meet on my cell phone. So when I jump into the Meet on my cell phone, if you haven't used Google Meet on your cell phone before, you will need to get the Google Meet app. It is free in the App Store, and it is available for both Apple and Android. So I am going to go ahead and join with my meeting code to that same meeting. Okay, so now I have things set up. I can actually see myself here, which I don't want to because this camera is still on. Okay, so now that I have things set up, let's talk about microphones and cameras. So after you join Google Meet, the same Google Meet on both devices, you want to make sure that you only have your microphone on one device. If you have your microphone active on both devices, you are going to hear lots of reverb between your devices, and students will hear that as well. I also attached some headphones with a mic. This helped cut down on some reverb. So what I had is my teacher computer is where I left my mic on. I turned my mic off on my cell phone. You can decide which setup that you want. Just remember, only one mic. Headphones will help cut down on any extra reverb between the devices. So I'm going to go ahead and I would normally have this mic on here on my teacher computer. And then over here on my cell phone, I'm going to come over and make sure that this mic is off. Now I am going to want to have my camera on, and I potentially want my camera on my teacher computer as well. Why? Well, so that way the students can also see your face, but really their focus would be seeing the content that is coming from your cell phone. So I can see right now that my cell phone screen is displayed. My cell phone's camera is currently on my ceiling. So now what I am going to do is I'm going to walk you through what you do on your cell phone so that we can see this paper with where I'm going to write things below. So on my cell phone, I am going to tap the screen, and I'm going to tap the three dots up in the corner here. Oops. And when this list comes up, the first thing you want to do is switch your camera. And so now if I look at the screen, voila, I see the paper that is underneath my shelf. Okay, so what it is showing is the cell phone camera is capturing the paper. I am seeing the paper on the screen. You can go ahead and start working like this. Now, there is one thing that you would have to have students do in order to make sure that they're not seeing everyone and they're only focusing in on your paper that you are sharing. Okay, so if I take a look at the student computer, and right now there's only 3 people in this Google Meet. There's the student, the teacher's teacher computer, and the teacher's phone. So right now the student sees the teacher in twice, which is completely fine, but the image is pretty small. And as more people get in the Google Meet, the image will be even smaller. But luckily, Google provides a really easy option for students so they can make this picture the only video that they are seeing. So we're going to come over here in the students Google Meet, click on the people, and then we're going to locate the one that's the paper, and we are going to click the push pin. All right, didn't work. That was the wrong one. So then I want to choose the bottom one here. And so I can see now that the only thing I see is the paper. Now, this is one option for setup with this Google Meet. Now, do keep in mind with this option, the teacher's not actually presenting their screen. What they're doing is they're just using their webcam as a screen. So if I grab my highlighter here, and I'm going to come down here and write just hello, and I'm going to show you in a kind of blurry format. The student can see hello. Now keep in mind you're getting lines across things because I'm taking video of screens. Here is the teacher screen. So the teacher would then see every single person in the Google Meet and be able to look at students and make that eye contact while they are teaching. So that is one option. We're going to talk about the second option. The second option is where the only device the teacher uses is their cell phone. So in this case, it is a little bit easier. The teacher doesn't have to worry about setup. They can easily share things with students. The only downfall of only using your phone would be that you wouldn't be able to see all of the students in the Google Meet because you would be focusing on writing. And when you have a phone, you don't see as many participants as you do on a regular PC. Okay. So in this one, you'll notice on my list, there's only one Leah Blaze. So that means that the only thing that is in this Google Meet with all of the students is my phone. So from my phone, I can keep that same setup, but the really important thing is I need to have my microphone turned on. I don't have to worry about reverb because I only have one device. Now, setup would be the same for students. You would be able to click the three dots up here and make sure you switch to the camera that's showing the paper underneath. And then on the student account, you'd want to direct the students to make sure that they pinned you, and so that they're only seeing what you are sharing via your camera and they're not seeing each other. This should probably come up automatically because it is your camera that's also going to be picking up the microphone, and that's typically how Google Meet works, that what's displayed is whoever's microphone is on. So pretty simple that way. Your only downfall with this setup is you wouldn't be able to see all of the students. So in the next segment, I'm going to show you how you can share the screen of your phone so that you get a little bit more customization capabilities with the image that is underneath your little setup here. Okay, so in this last segment of the video, we are in on our phone. Currently we have our phone's mic and our phone's camera turned on. We are in on our teacher computer. We are making sure that the mic is turned off on our teacher computer. We do have headphones connected to the device that would have the mic on, so I actually should probably switch. And I'm going to turn off my mic on my phone. I'm going to turn on my mic on my teacher computer, and I am going to have my headphones with my mic connected. These headphones will help with reverb. And then over here on the student computer, we have just the same setup that we had before. So if I come in and take a look, I've got the student here. I've got my teacher computer, and I know this is my teacher computer because the mic is on there. And then we have my phone, which is currently pinned, and I know that's my phone because the mic is off and I have it turned off on my phone. So now we're going to talk about sharing your screen. So the problem I have when I use this, and this is what I'm showing students, I can't zoom, so I can zoom in here, which looks great, but take a look. When I zoom in here, notice that the student doesn't see anything zoomed in. So that becomes a problem because sometimes you need to get a little closer to what you are writing. So the really cool new feature that's available in Google Meet on your phone is the ability to share or present your screen. Now, when you go to present your screen, it is going to give you a disclaimer. You need to be aware that everything that you scroll by is viewable on your screen. So if you're using your phone and you want to use it in this way, you would just want to make sure that you have taken the time to move all your personal things off to locations so that they are not in what is being seen. Right now, the teacher computer and the student computer don't see anything. So over on the student computer, I'm going to come over and unpin that profile so that I am at the normal view that the teacher computer is at. And I'm going to come over here and I am going to start the broadcast. Okay, so now when I start the broadcast, I want you to take a look at what the viewer sees. So the viewer sees two things. The viewer sees the screen being broadcasted and the screen over to the side of whoever has the mic on, who is doing the talking. And if I wanted to have my mic on this computer as well, I could turn on my mic so students could see my face. So they're seeing everything at this moment. So now I'm just going to tap anywhere and it is going to show the Google Meet screen. And I'm going to go ahead and hit my home button and it's going to take me back out. I'm going to hit my home button again or tap. And I'm going to move through my profile until I find my camera app on my phone. So the really cool thing about using your camera app instead of just your camera within Google Meet is take a look. I can zoom in and see what students see. So notice how it is zoomed in now. So students see the zoomed in picture and I can continue to write on my notes. So I can zoom in. The other thing I like about this is mid-lesson, if there's something that I love and I want to capture, I've just completed something and I need to capture it, my photo button is right here. I can quickly take a photo and continue on with my instruction. So then at the end of the lesson, I have screenshots of whatever things I've written down so that students might be able to reference those photos if I decide to share them or if they're just for my own reference. So all the while, I would be my words are escaping me now. I would be able as a teacher over here to use something like Google Meet Grid View where I could turn on Grid View and I could see all of the students in the Google Meet while I am sharing my screen. So I'm seeing all of the students and then over here, the student is seeing the teacher and the teacher's phone that is presenting right here. So if you have questions about this setup, I'll do my best to write it up. Really, couple of things you need, kind of recapping, you need some type of rack where you can place your device that has holes in it so that the camera can easily show through those holes without having any bars in front of the camera. You'll need some type of mobile device that can connect to your Wi-Fi. So it can be your phone or it can be even an older mobile device like a tablet, an iPad, an old phone that you have. It can be Android, it can be Apple, it will all work. You need your materials to write with. If you want that screen where you can see students, you're going to need that teacher computer. And then I just have my Chromebook over here so that I could see what it looks like for a student for the purpose of this training. So keep in mind, you don't need this device. This is just showing what a student would see. The other thing that greatly benefited me was having my headphone with a mic so that it cut down on any reverb for students. Again, this is not necessarily needed. play around with it, see what works. If you need headphones with a mic, I happen to pick up some at Walmart, so that's always an option there. I didn't buy anything super expensive, the cheapo ones. So that is what you will need for setup. Give it a try, see how it works. Let me know if you have any questions.